Hey, I think we're on. Are we live? Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Welcome everyone to the short answer. And it is my great joy to be with you here in such a manner that we've orchestrated a little makeshift space here where I'll be able to do the master class with our regular flip chart, yay, and taking the questions and creating a master class together. And I'm so thrilled about that. So it's temporary set, but hey, it's going to work for our purposes. And so I'm sitting here right now, actually, where I normally have a yoga mat rolled out for our morning BodyAwake yoga sessions, which is happening tomorrow morning. So those of you that are part of the BodyAwake yoga membership, join me tomorrow morning for yoga. And I'm thrilled about that. I'm so thrilled about so many things that are happening right now. I want to tell you just a little bit about the things that are coming almost day after day in this month of December so that we can truly catch the holy days this year. I've added an extra course inside of it so that we have many, many opportunities to tie into, connect in with, and integrate this beautiful energy that is dropping in at this time of the year. Part of our short answer is all about that as well, coming up in just a few moments. So just want to mention this to you. We have the Holy Days, which is the Holy Days Healing and Transmission. That is a course that we've already taught the first of 3, but you can still listen to the recording and join us on Friday in 2 days for the second session. And then the third session is after most of the big holidays are over, and I think it's on the 28th, let me see if that's written here, 29th of December will be the final session of that. So we're sliding some things in the middle of that as well. The Winter Solstice is another opportunity, and this one is free of charge, and it is an opportunity for you to join for a 2-hour yoga class on the morning at 11 o'clock Eastern Time in the US and broadcast globally. It's a global yoga event that we are having, sponsoring, and thrilled about. Gathering our 80-some countries together to do some yoga together. So, a wonderful 2-hour session on December 21st, the solstice in the morning. In the evening, that same day, we're going to do 2 hours of transmission, healing, energies, meditations, and just weaving it together with an understanding about what is happening at this time of the year. The most pristine light of the year bombards the planet at this time. What that means is your own highest self more easily slips into your skin in here in this third dimensional version of you and can reveal out into your life. So whether you've ever contemplated that or not, and I know most of you have, I'm just feeling that some of you are kind of joining in with us for maybe the first time, and I just want to speak to you about the fact that this is a very holistic time. That is what the Holy Days means. It means you experiencing the wholeness of you, which is available at this time like no other during the year. That's why I did the Holy Days program, the one that we've done first session, and the second session is this Friday, and the third session is December 29th. You might want to look into that because it's a remote healing and transmission course that is diving deeply into what this sacred time is all about. And allow yourself the opportunity to really cultivate something that will serve you for the rest of your life, particularly at this time of the year, but always. Now, there's also another, the Embody the Light is the global solstice celebration at the evening, in these evening hours, and that is at 8 o'clock Eastern Time for 2 hours. And again, people joining us from all over the world to hold this space. So you want to drop into these and allow yourself to leverage the energies of this many people, thousands and thousands of people coming together and holding a space for one another. Because in that moment, we have a critical mass. We have an opportunity to make an imprint on the bandwidth of human consciousness. And of course, you know, that's what I'm all about. In addition to building electromagnetic circuitry in the body and neurocircuitry in the nervous system in order to memorize and sustain these moments that we're having together. So integrate an amazing amount of high frequency energy in a collaborative quantum field sort of way, then you want to plug into all these things. And of course the healing transmission on the 30th is 8:30 to 9:30 Eastern Time and will allow you to receive and emanate First you receive, only because the mind is not perceiving the truth of you. And so the mind has to dial into the idea of receiving. And in reality, you're not actually receiving anything. You are becoming aware of the magnificence that you truly are. And it might be easier to perceive that as this magnificence that you are truly connected to. Because this cosmic light is you, and it comes into form, and it's constantly bombarding your physical field, your energy field at the level of the gut, and it gets transduced and translated into chemical molecules and neurological synapses that gather as information rising up through your system, and they rise up through the heart space. And they get filtered in through this idea of love and consciousness and the pristine divinity inside of our humanity. And that continues to rise up through our primitive brain if we let it, and I'm going to teach you how, through this Holy Days celebration that you can still plug into, and it rises up through the primitive brain and activates these high brain centers in a way that allows you to just get it, to just see and to know, and to be an unwavering, stabilizing presence on the planet. And that, my friends, is what it is all about. That is why you're here. It is your goal. It is your life purpose. If all of that still feels like a swirling question to you, I just want to remind you that it isn't a mystery. It is something that you remember as soon as you're prodded and activated in the proper ways. You start to feel it, and in the felt sensation of that, you know that you're okay. You know that you don't need to react or overreact or write a story or find something wrong with every dynamic that you're in order to have some false sense of self. It just doesn't have to happen that way. So you find your delightful self and your delighted presence here on the planet, and you allow that light to emanate, to radiate out into the world around you. No matter what is being said to you or about you, it just doesn't matter. That you ultimately land inside of the truth that you know yourself to be, because you can feel it, and you can't ever deny what is felt and experienced. Once you have the experience of something, no one can ever talk you out of it. And I am so interested in guiding humanity into that felt sensation, that felt experience of the true self. Because once that lands, we are changed forever. So, ready for the short answer? Okay, I'm going to keep it short. All right, let's see if I can do that. Yeah, I get so passionate about sharing with you. I have a really hard time just boom, and then walking away. I just can't drop the mic and walk away. I just have to connect with you and feel it. So just know that I get so much joy out of sharing these things with you, and I appreciate your contribution and your participation inside of our community. You are welcome. You need not have any past experience in order to benefit from the programs that I've just mentioned to you. It is here. I will take you by the hand, walk you every step of the way into a deeper understanding of who you are, why you're here, and what it's all about. Okay? So the short answer is to check in and stay in. The short answer for the holy days is to check in and stay in. Now here's what I want to say. This is a very important year. It's been a very big one for us and for our evolution. And you are in new skin, moving into a holiday season, thick in it in many instances, in this holiday season. And I don't always call it the holidays. I usually call it the holy days because I reference it as the holy days. They are the days where the cosmos is in divine support of our unfoldment into a greater version of who we are. And so you might be experiencing a rub or some friction right. Holidays 2020, they pack a bigger punch. They pack a bigger punch. And this is where I'm headed here. Now, normally you can get away with, eating all that extra sugar and all that extra stuff and pushing yourself in those extra moments to get that extra thing done. And I really want you to be aware that you cannot afford to get that typical little sinusy, flu-y, coldy thing that might also follow that kind of exchange or treatment of the system. Because the obvious, it's a time where we need to come into the holidays as if they were holy days and allow it to be a sacred movement, a change of pattern, a shift of awareness. And so we need to check in. We need to check in and stay in. We need to check in and see, do I really want to do 3 of those cookies or can I just do 1? Do I really want to go for all of it, whatever it might be for you? I don't know. The meals, the desserts, the treats, and the exchange of treats in a manner of expressing our love and gratitude and celebration of the holidays. And maybe we get away with it usually. And I just want you to bring some extra consciousness into it, because I want to remind you of something, that any bug on the outside of you is an opportunist, and it cannot create what it needs to survive. But the holidays can certainly create the perfect environment, meaning an acidic condition inside of your system through worry, stress, angst around family dynamics or friendships or losses that feel so overwhelming for us at this time. The perfect storm, the perfect recipe, and you have to outweigh it with love and letting go. Love and letting go. And the easiest way that I know for you to love and let go of the patterns and the habits and the story is to check in, to come into those anchor points. And if you don't know what the anchor points are, please go on YouTube and learn about the anchor points on my YouTube channel. Check in on our Facebook community, ask around, get somebody to explain it to you. We have so many certified facilitators that are holding the space and answering questions and here for you. It is amazing to me what our community has evolved into, a community of leaders and people in service and healers and facilitators and trainers and coaches. It's amazing to me that we have landed in all of this in this way. So I want to invite you to participate, to lean in, to open up, to ask for help, to ask for guidance, to engage yourself. Engage yourself, dare yourself to engage in a way to remain. We want to remain clear, and we want to remain awake to the fact that we have free will choice. Check in, make sure that you're consciously choosing to think what you're thinking. Maybe you have good reason to be agitated or aggravated, or your feelings are hurt, or you feel abandoned, or you feel isolated and alone. Maybe there's a darn good reason for it, but the reasons don't matter. They're not good enough. What you have to choose at this time, and it's the perfect environment for you to make a choice like this, because if you have the perfect scenario and perfect evidence and good reason to be upset or to be, holding back or something like that, and you choose not to anyway, you carve new circuits right through old insanity patterns, and you show up as a conscious, loving individual, a beneficial presence that is piercing the veils inside of the bandwidth of humanity. Even if you have good reason. If you just say, I don't care, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do joy instead. Because these holy days are bombarding you with joy. Are you receiving? Are you connecting? Are you reminded? Are you then emanating and flourishing and radiating that vibrational frequency out for others? For those that you care about, for those that are agitating you, for those that you don't even know. Are you willing to be that light? Because that is what these days are about. And there's never been a better time on this planet to be supported by that exact choice than right now. So no matter what your religious background is, no matter what your place of origin, no matter where you come from or what your traditions have been, no matter if you're just discovering aspects of yourself that you'd like to celebrate, I've been speaking with people who are recognizing that they too have traces that go back to the indigenous peoples, and they want to celebrate Kwanzaa, which starts on the 26th. They want to celebrate Hanukkah because they're reaching out across the veils and exploring different traditions. Happy Hanukkah, we're in the midst of this. And they're wanting, from the other flip side, to celebrate Christmas and allow the celebration of light and joy and connectivity to be what matters most at this time. Humanity can certainly use a dose of it, and the cosmos is supporting that with the perfect alignment of the bombardment of direct cosmic light into your system. So let's take hold, check in, stay in, check in and stay in there. Check in again and check to see if you've been staying in the central channel with your anchor points intact and breathing in your belly and choosing love, no matter what. And so I'm here with you. We are here as a community, learning all the new ways that we can infuse ourselves into this project, Awakening, and Project Embodiment. At this holy time of the year, we are divinely guided and supported like no other. So we'll be starting the masterclass very soon, where you get to write in with your questions or come on live and ask me some questions. I'm going to throw them up on our flip chart the way that we do in our picture form. And if you've never joined us for the masterclass, click on the link that's in the chat and join us for the masterclass. And your first month trial of that is complimentary, and then we can plug in and be there on a regular basis. There is a lot of wisdom shared inside the masterclass. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I look forward to seeing you there. We'll be there from 7:30 Eastern Time to 8:30 sharp stop at Eastern Time, because we have many people in our community that will be plugging over into another program that I will be co-facilitating with Year of Miracles, and a very important conversation that we'll be having with Marianne Williamson this evening. So blessings to you all. Thank you for joining us in the short answer. I'll see you in the masterclass, and I can't wait to plug into our traditions. So much love, so much peace to you, and joy. Namaste.